All right, today we're diving into a really chilling story from Uttar Pradesh, India. It all starts with a simple act of kindness at a lonely bus stop. And, well, it ends with a terrifying question that has no answer.
Or it won't be good for you. Just imagine, you're trying to help a stranger, and they hit you with that. This is the exact line that kicks off the nightmare, the precise moment an ordinary evening becomes anything but.
Okay, so let's paint a picture here. Like any good horror story, this one starts in the most mundane place you can think of. A simple bus stop on a totally average evening.
And this whole thing, it's based on the real-life experience of this young guy, Ronit. He's only 15 years old, and he's about to find out that real horror doesn't exactly wait for you to grow up.
You can just picture it, right? The day's winding down, you're tired from class, and you're just ready to get home. It's that totally normal feeling, that everyday routine, that makes what's about to happen so deeply, deeply unsettling.
And this is the moment everything flips. Let's walk through how a simple observation just completely spiraled into a nightmare.
So think about this sequence. Ronit sees someone who looks like they need help. And he does the right thing, right? He offers her his water. But instead of getting a thank you, he gets this. The crying just stops, cold, and she's just staring at him. That shift is so fast, it's enough to give you chills. And then she hits him with this completely bizarre, aggressive demand. I mean, it's totally out of left field. He's just a kid at a bus stop. Why would she ask him that? And with so much anger. So Ronit, he's confused, a little spooked, and he starts to back away.
Okay, this is where things go from weird to downright horrifying. As she gets up and comes toward him, Ronit notices something is really, really wrong. Her feet, they're just twisted, broken. An already strange situation just became physically impossible. And then, this is the moment reality just completely breaks. This isn't just some strange or hurt person. Her broken feet, they aren't even on the pavement. She's floating. I mean, what do you even do with that? All logic is just gone.
Seriously, what do you do when you see something impossible? You run, that's what you do. Ronit drops the water bottle, the very thing that kicked this whole thing off, and he just bolts. Doesn't even dare to look back until he thinks he's reached the safety of his own home. And you'd really, really hope that's the end of it, right? That getting home, locking your door, that's enough to keep the scary stuff outside. But nope. The truly terrifying part is that the horror followed him home. Just look at how fast this goes down. It's 2 a.m. He wakes up to that same crying sound. A minute later, his eyes adjust to the dark and he sees her. She's in his room, sitting right there on his bed. And by 2:02, she is on him. Her hands are on his throat and she's screaming these accusations that make zero sense. It's absolute chaos. And then there's this one detail that is just pure nightmare fuel. She's holding the water bottle, the one he dropped, but it's not water in it anymore. It's full of blood. That simple, kind thing he did, it's been twisted into this object of pure terror. His screams finally get his parents to come running in. They slam the light switch on, the room is flooded with light, and just like that, she's gone. Vanished into thin air, leaving behind Ronit, just terrified and sobbing. So, okay, he's physically safe, but this whole thing is far from over. In a lot of ways, the real haunting is what happens next, the aftermath, and all these questions with no answers. So he tries to explain, but his parents, they do what most parents would do. They tell him it was just a horrible nightmare. But for Ronit, it was completely real, and it leaves this deep, deep scar. He's traumatized for months. He's so scared he quits his classes, changes his whole routine, just so he never has to go near that bus stop again. This one event literally rewrites his life. And this, to me, is maybe the creepiest part of it all. There's no tidy ending, no explanation. Ronit just has to live with this for the rest of his life, always wondering, who was she? What did she want, and why him? The not knowing, that becomes its own kind of torture. And that leaves us with the same question that's probably still haunting Ronit. So what do you think? Who was she? The ghost of someone looking for revenge? Some kind of spirit that was just tied to that spot on the road? We'll probably never know for sure. But it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Maybe she wasn't really looking for her husband. Maybe she was just looking for someone, anyone, to blame. And the scariest part? She found him.